Oh no, dude. Oh no, don't go out like this, Avowed. Guys, yesterday I talked about Avowed, okay? But it's gotten so much worse. And in my Discord, someone just dropped a bombshell. Basically, the final nail in the coffin of Avowed. So before I drop this big fat bombshell all over Avowed's face, let's go over from the start of Avowed's drama up until now. And when I say the start of the Avowed drama, I mean we're gonna go all the way back to the official announcement that they did, the interview, whatever you want to call it, where they announced that the game would be targeting 30 frames a second, and then we'll get into the whole pronoun thing. We'll go through all of it.
Performance is one of the last things we figure out, right? We are core, and I think we've announced this elsewhere, we are core targeting 30 frames per second bare minimum. Like, that's the expectation. It's a first-person, single-player game. You don't necessarily need that 60 frames. It's a first-person, single-player game. You don't necessarily need that 60 frames.
That was a clip from a video I uploaded on August 23rd, 2024, where I goofed on the developers of Avowed for launching the game at 30 frames per second, when we were told by Aaron Greenberg, who works for Xbox, that the standard would be 60 frames per second this generation. And for all the people that are inevitably going to comment, well, just play it on PC, oh, don't worry, we're gonna get to that. Because I don't think PC is about to be the be-all, end-all solution some of you guys think it is, after the bombshell I received today. Now, people were ripping the developers to pieces for saying this, saying that it would be 30 frames per second. Their justification was they focused really hard on the graphics. And a lot of people obviously responded they don't care how nice the graphics look if they have to play at 30 FPS, and that they personally wouldn't be buying the game. Now, I don't think that's enough to completely cause the game to fail, but after everything else that occurred, I don't know how much of a chance this really stands. So the next bit of drama surrounding Avowed was the pronoun controversy. Now, what ended up happening is basically a bunch of people got to play the game early in order to make videos, early reviews, stuff like that on the game, and they were specifically asked not to show the character creator. Now, that is a massive red flag. Why are they not allowing these people to show the character creator? Like, that's very suspicious behavior. It's almost as if they're trying to hide something to avoid controversy, and well, that was the exact case. An image ended up getting leaked. I don't know exactly how this image got out on the internet, but he/him was on the screen, I think it was, for a male character. Elon Musk ended up sharing some thoughts, and this was kind of the straw to break the camel's back for the developers. The developer replies to Elon calling people sickos and says, "I wanted so badly to make him mad with my game, and I cannot believe it actually happened," confirming that the reason he put the pronouns in the game was to upset Elon Musk. Then he said, "Just wait until you see the default, you said little shit." So this was already bad enough for the game. It's just showing that one of the developers has very thin skin and is a very spiteful person, but I don't think it was anything that would completely cannibalize the sales. That is, until people started looking through his posts and found out that he does not like white dudes. Reminder to black artists out there who are looking for portfolio reviews or job advice. My DMs are open, and you'll always have my priority. We got too many crusty white dudes in this field. Please let me help you replace me one day. I want to go back to living in the woods. You do realize that a large portion of gamers are white dudes, right? And when we see you antagonizing us, insulting us, talking down to our identity, saying you don't want us in the field and there's too many of us, that makes us not want to buy your game and support you. Why would we give our money to you when we can give our money to a talented indie developer who, instead of antagonizing us, actually respects us? Then, Chris Avellone, a writer/developer for Fallout 2 and Fallout New Vegas, came out and dropped this. Based on recent news, if you were rejected from an art position at Obsidian in the past few years, call a lawyer. Discrimination in hiring, especially for a Microsoft studio, can ensure you don't need to apply for a job ever again. And it shouldn't cost you a cent to initiate legal action. The lawyers will know what the case is worth and they'll do the heavy lifting. This has nothing to do with my personal politics, but I believe strongly that hiring discrimination for any reason isn't something the industry should tolerate. I hope you agree. So we're still waiting to see where this goes. This may have happened, it may not have happened, who knows, right? But it's pretty sad when things get so out of hand that people who worked on previous beloved games that no longer work at these studios have to come out and say, hey, this isn't right. Then it was revealed that the communications manager, whose job it is to communicate with the fans, privated their profile so nobody could communicate with them. And you just wonder, why would you put someone in charge of being a communications manager if they're gonna refuse to communicate with the fans? So obviously this is someone who isn't qualified for the job they have. How many more are there in the studio is what you wonder. Like, are people who are making the hitboxes not qualified? And tons of devs are blocking players for bringing up things they don't like about the game, like the pronouns or whatever, and it's just a terrible look. But who's ready for the bombshell? Because when I made my first video talking about Avowed's 30 FPS cap on the Xbox, I received so many comments. Just get a PC, bro. Just play on PC. And I'm gonna shatter the heart of a lot of people who are saying that in my comments right now. You want a PC that meets the recommended specs for this game? You're gonna need just a measly little 3080. It's over, man. It's so over. A 3080 is about equivalent to a 4070 Ti, which is a higher recommended graphics card than that of Stalker 2 and Monster Hunter Wilds. A 3080 is the highest recommended graphics card I have ever seen for a video game so far. So a lot of people are not going to be able to run this game. It runs at 30 FPS on console. It's UE5, so it's going to have the stuttering problems. It's probably going to require frame generation on a 3080 to hit 60 FPS. I mean, this is cooked, dude. So far we have a game that is likely terribly optimized, 30 FPS on console, is full of hateful devs, and just doesn't look all that great if we're gonna be honest. On top of that, the community manager refuses to communicate with people and the devs are blocking people. I mean, what else is gonna come out against this game? Hopefully, this will all just age terribly and the game will come out and it'll be great, but I doubt that to be the case, man. It's modern AAA gaming. It's almost always a letdown. Indie gaming is where it's at. Stick with indies, stick with older AAA games. This is likely gonna be a disappointment, dude. The red flags are everywhere. Anyway, peace.